you had the opportunity to speak at NFT Day, and you were on a panel, and there was something that you said that just, it resonated in my bones, and it had nothing to do with the video game world, and it had everything to do with the music world. And I heard that for the first time from you, and my mind was just like blown. And the fact that blockchain can change the music world, and a musician can take their music and understand. We all know Spotify right now is robbing musicians, and how that industry has been flipped upside down. It's going to give the power back to us as users.
There's always this natural kind of cycle of innovation and disruption that happens throughout history, and it never kind of ends, right? You mentioned Spotify, so look, personally, I love Spotify, but you did mention on the artist side of things, and it's not so great for artists. That just means it's absolutely ripe for disruption. And the thing that I mentioned in that NFT Day talk is that the power of blockchains as NFTs and using smart contracts is that, imagine you go into your version of Ableton Live, that's kind of what I use for recording, but you go into your version of Ableton Live or whatever it is, and you just have a social media, Facebook style sharing thing going on in there. So you can sort of see stuff coming down through the community. So somebody lays down some sort of guitar riff or some guitar track, you could hear that and go, oh my gosh, because this is what happens to me. If I hear a song, sometimes you hear, it sort of aligns with you, and you can hear stuff that you think should go in it. So you might just, be able to plug in your guitar and like just play a solo over that, and then to resubmit it back to the artist to review. And somebody else might hear the same thing and want to put a vocal track over it or a drum track over it. So if all of those things go in as clips that are stored on the blockchain, then they can all be repackaged and mixed as a final NFT that could then go and be sold. And then that goes with the smart contract. So every artist who contributed to that song now gets a cut of the sales, whether that's like straight up sales for licenses or whether that's streaming license sales. So there's a beautiful disruption. And the beauty about that is it's not just economic disruption, it's actually, or innovation, it's creative innovation. So people can create and collaborate in an innovative way and then monetize it. So you've got this more open world of collaborators. I'm going to tell a personal story. I grew up wanting to be a bit of a rock star. I always played guitar, and I was always in bands. I played with some fantastic people and some fantastic musicians, but I never found my kind of Beatles, my Led Zeppelin band. You get these bands that just gel in a special way, and they happen to kind of grow up together. So it's this magical thing where they're all in the same place at the same time, and they found each other and they had the same vision, and magical band evolved. But the future won't be like that. Your magical collaborators might be in a different country. They might be in Chicago, they might be in Washington, they might be in Brazil. So I think for future artists it'd be much easier to find your sort of Beatles band, or to find your Led Zeppelin band and monetize it.
That's crazy.